more. So I kind of looked around, and I kind of looked around for the option what I can do. I wanted to go for higher studies, and so I came across this course, and it was just starting out at that year, PGDBA. Kind of went through the course and curriculum, consulted few of my friends, and they believed that okay, I mean, I asked them whether this course is right for me, and some of them kind of knew me because they were in my hostel and we were very close, and they thought, okay, I mean, you had good background in mathematics when you were in IIT Guwahati, although you didn't do much of a computer science or the coding, but still, background in mathematics is something that goes very well with courses like PGDBA, right? So, based on their feedback and everything, I joined PGDBA. I was among the top four students at the end of the course, and after that, I landed up internship in Dubai, in a financial institution. I worked there 6 months. I came back to India. I joined United Health Group. It's a Fortune 5 company, and worked there in healthcare industry for close to 2 years, and now I'm in Mastercard. So that has been my kind of background. And right now I'm working in Mastercard in the team called AI Garage. So this team is kind of starting out. It started out early this year, and they've been working on most of the artificial intelligence solution, deep learning solutions within Mastercard, and the Mastercard is investing a lot in this team. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting field, and I mean, good luck to you guys if you are preparing for PGDBA. I think data science is the new kind of booming field where if you get into data science, first of all, you will enjoy because the work here is very stimulate your mind. I mean, every time you face new challenges, new things, and it is very exciting. And second of all, it's currently the highest paying job. So you won't get. I mean, you always get a plenty of opportunity in the market, and you'll never feel that there is no this dearth of jobs. So there's always jobs for you guys if you get into data science field. Yeah. So that's it from my side. I mean, guys. I mean, if you have any question, particularly for me, I mean, I'll be very happy to answer that. So yeah, let me know.
Hello.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to know that when you got an interview call after the examination,
Hmm.
so did they ask you any questions about your experience, or it was only based on mathematics and other stuffs?
No, the interview was pretty holistic, where they asked me about my experience, about my undergrad, what I did. So yeah, they did ask me about my uh, job of 4 year experience. So guys, I'm just giving you a background of how this course started. So this course was meant to be for for the experienced guys who have experience in different fields like mechanical engineering, civil engineering, product management. So these guys who have experience in different kind of fields would now come to a course where they can learn about data science, and then apply data science knowledge in the respective fields. So the course started out with this perception and this fundamental. So in the first year, people, I mean, the professors who were in the panel were pretty receptive of different kind of backgrounds. I mean, so we had mechanical engineers, we had civil engineers, we had people who worked in LNTs and the Marutis. I mean, we had a very diverse batch where only, I mean, a handful of people were there who were from the previously who were from analytics background. So yeah, I mean, they did ask me about my prior experience, and all they look for is that whatever you have worked so far, you've been good at it, and you know your work inside out. So that's what I mean. The diligence is what they look for. They don't particularly look for, okay, if you've been to analytics. or you've been to data science background. So they don't particularly look for that. They look for, in whatever field you are, you were diligent, you worked hard, and then you know your background, and you know your subject is what they look for.
Hi Alok,
Yeah.
this is Rajita.
Yeah.
I have a mechanical engineering bachelor's degree, and
Mm-hmm.
I have 5 years of work experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from Usmania University. So
Okay.
do you think like IITs and NIT applicants have like more advantage than other applicants?
No, I don't think so. I don't think in any field of life that's important. What is important is how you perform in the interview. So there is no weightage officially. There is no weightage for something of that sort. But yes, I mean, you need to outsmart those guys. You need to perform at a level where you are better than those guys. So that's pretty much it. I mean, if you come across as a confident, as somebody who has worked hard in their respective fields, and somebody who has prepared well for the interview and really intend to join this course, I think you can beat those guys, and that's not the IIT and NITs are not even the criteria.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? So just heads up for guys who are not from computer science background. So yeah, I mean, one thing is for sure that you need to work hard when you are in the course. So there is no substitute for working hard, because you guys have not been coding and not been programming. So definitely the guys who have been in the IT industry and who have been in the programming industry has would have a definite edge on you, right? But 2 years course is pretty big, and you would have plenty of time and plenty of support from the professors and from your peers, from the fellow students, to get up to the speed. So it's not like you can't be at the level. I've seen guys who didn't have any coding experience. Even I didn't have any coding experience, but I don't think so that would be an issue. A 2 years course would give you plenty of cushion to get up to the speed, and kind of inculcate that programming habit. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of a caveat is there, but you need to work harder than some of your teammates, is for sure.
Hi, this is Shasha there.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know about the, like what kind of job we'll be doing after PGDBA. So whether most of the managerial stuff or like it's more of technical stuff or like it's
Right, right. So, Shashwat, right? Shashwat, this field particularly is pretty hands-on, right? So whenever you get a placement, the initial years, a company expect you to do hands-on work, right? So you need to build statistical model, you need to build machine learning models, and once you are, even, I mean, I would say 2 years experience in one company, then you would quickly move on to manager role, because PGDB as a brand has been already, it's been 3 years, and student has established themselves as someone who knows uh, who knows the background really well. So you will get the opportunity sooner than anyone else to be at the manager's position, where you are handling or mentoring two or three students, or two or three freshers or new employees that has joined in. But yeah, I mean, initially, and you would also want to work on real life hands-on problem, because sometime in academics what happens is that you won't get the challenging data, because whatever open source data is right now there, you would easily work on that, and but that's only to learn the fundamentals. But once you come to industry, then the real challenge of how the real data sets look like, what are different challenges with the company data set. So these kind of problem, once you have not equipped yourself, once you have not worked yourself on those data, you yourself won't feel comfortable to be at managerial position, I mean, frankly speaking. So yeah, first 2 years particularly is pretty much hands-on. So you'll be working on problems by yourself.
Yeah, okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Hi, hello. This is
Yeah.
Pranav.
Yeah, Pranav.
Actually, I have a doubt regarding the work experience because I have already 5 months of work experience till now.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there any drawback being a freshie in the this while applying for this interview,
No, no, there is no drawback.
or
But
any seats reserved for the freshers? Yeah, work experience.
See, Pranav, there is different mindset that comes into play, and I would say it's pretty subjective. There are professors who sits in interview who feels that people who have worked 5 years in analytics industry don't even need this course, right? I mean, so I would say don't get any prejudice into your mind. I mean, fresh. So in our batch and in subsequent batches, there are around 10%, 15% people who are freshers, and around 30 to 40% batchmates who are only 1 years of experience. So experience matters, but they are looking for a diverse background, so there's room for everyone. So even if you don't have experience, then it's already, I mean, it's not a problem. And sometimes somewhere I feel that you would have advantage. Let's say you get into PGDBA, you have plenty of years into your bag to kind of build that profile, because once you are out of this PGDBA, you would get a decent placement, decent position, right? And then you would be kind of making your way up in much lesser age than let's say some of your peers. So consider it as an advantage. Experience matters, but it doesn't matter so much once you kind of establish in the interview that why you are going for PGDBA, and how, I mean, what is your motive, and how kind of your from background that you have. Let's say you're a mechanical engineer, now why you're going for data science. Once you establish that you have fundamentals, concepts that kind of complements the course really well, and then you have done something in the past, probably a BTech thesis or something like that, which kind of sparked or inculcated that kind of passion for data science or the business analytics. If you can establish that as a fresher, so keep that stories in your mind when you're going for interview, that okay, what prompted me to go for data science, what actually excites me. Let's say you've done some statistical study when you are doing your mechanical engineering BTech thesis, and that gets you kind of interested in what regression is, what classification task is, right? So these kind of stories make them, I mean, keep that stories with you, and try to kind of convince the interviewer that okay, even though your fresher, even though work did not work, but something that you want to get into really quick because you want to explore data science and you want to get into this field. So I mean, it's all about convincing. I mean, interviews are all about how you project yourself, how. So it's all about if the other person is kind of convinced that okay, you are the right one to be included in the course. These thing matters, experience and all matters, but definitely you can outweigh them by the way you give interviews.
Okay, keeping aside the technical experience, do maths play a very important role while giving an interview?
Yes, yes, it does. Yeah.
As such, we have to be have a strong zone in typical subjects while giving an interview.
See, I mean, maths is really important because some of the professors will ask you question from calculus. If you show certain interest in, let's say, statistics, they will throw you questions around statistics. So you need to be really smart to kind of tackle those questions. And yeah, maths is really important because the basis of the these kind of data sciences courses is really mathematics. So if you can show real interest in linear algebra, and you've studied something, you know about matrices, you know about different kind of transformation technique of matrices. I mean, I'm just giving you an example. So maths does play an important role. If you can impress them with your mathematic acumen, definitely you have an edge, and they will definitely ask you questions from mathematics and statistics. I mean, if you say that you have learned little bit of statistics, they definitely ask you question.
Okay.
Even I was asked question about calculus and statistic when I went for interview.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
So one more question. So currently I'm working in analytics background in EY. So I
yeah,
have certain certifications that to my portfolio. Will that be added as an advantage while we are giving the interview, and while we are, if we are selected and will be sitting for placement, will that be taken into account?
yeah. So I'll tell you about the placement that once you have a analytics experience, prior analytics experience, there's a huge advantage in placements, right? So let's say you have 3 years of experience and only thing required for to be you to be in managerial position is, let's say, 4 years of experience. You can definitely negotiate your way to the managerial position because you already have 3 years of experience. While somebody, let's say someone who is fresher would not be able to negotiate, or somebody who is let's say 3 years of mechanical engineering experience would not able to negotiate that. But you are very much in the comfortable position to negotiate a higher position, higher salary, and higher role. So definitely for people from analytics background, certainly have a kind of edge, and yeah, it will help you. But as far as interview is concerned, I'm particularly not sure about it. Sometimes it can backfire. Sometimes it can help to your advantage. Sometimes professor might think that you know enough already that you don't even need this course. So that's also an criteria. I'm just giving an example. There are people who have been in analytics industry for 5 6 years, went to PGDBA and would not able to convert it despite having good scores. Uh, so yeah, I mean, sometimes you need to kind of you need to kind of convince your interviewer also what extra BGDBA would give you, because ultimately the professors sitting there are also keeping in mind that people who actually needs this course should get into the course, right? I mean, if you already have the fundamentals required to be in analytics industry, definitely they would feel that, okay, I mean, if your seat goes to somebody else, they will benefit more. I mean, I'm just giving you the psychological side of it, and that happens very often because sometimes it becomes subjective to interviewer who is interviewing you, right? So yeah, I mean, what if you can show them in an interview that, okay, why PGDBA is important and why I want to get into this course, why this course, what this course will add extra into my skill set. So I mean, definitely, you have definitely a good point there, and because you already worked in it. But also be cautious because you already worked in analytics industry. You need to be really clear with your concepts, because that would show your due diligence and your rigorousness in your industry that you're working currently in. So you will be extra scrutinized because you already from analytics industry.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sir, how PGDBA is different from MBA? Seeing the curriculum of the syllabus of the PGDBA, it's
Mm-hmm.
like 50% similar to the courses that are studied in the MBA colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So how we can say that PGDBA is different or maybe similar to the MBA course?
Okay. So PGDBA in some aspect, so PGDBA is mixture of the three pillars that was required in the analytics industry. So earlier analytics industry was predominantly uh, from the computer scientists, from the PhDs who have worked their way in, let's say, specialization in, let's say, computer vision or artificial intelligence. So there was dire need of somebody who is kind of knows little bit of business side of it, then little bit of data engineering. Data engineering is very important, data science, and the fundamental concepts of data science. So the three mixture of these three pillars is what kind of initiated the PGDBA course. It's different from MBA is because MBA kind of dealt with a different let's say finance, marketing, operations in theoretical way also. I mean, so they are more or less predominantly theoretical, a little bit numerical. Where as a PGDBA student, if you're working on, let's say, an operational problem or a marketing problem, you would delve right into the numerics part of it, the data science part of it. Like in marketing in MBA, there are two courses specifically about what are the theories of marketing. Whereas in PGDBA, you will straight away jump into conjoint analysis and then multidimensional scaling. I mean, which is the data science part of it, which is the maths behind the marketing, which is the maths behind the operations, right? So that's the only difference. I mean, you would not spend too much time delving into theory in PGDBA, but straight away going to the the data science part of it. Whereas in MBA, you would get plenty of time, plenty of courses that only talks about theory and nothing much on the data science side. So I feel that is what the difference is. PGDBA is much rigorous. It kind of teaches you different MBA fields like operations, marketing, healthcare, and everything that is taught in MBA, but from very data science perspective. So you may see in the curriculum that marketing course is there, right? But marketing course there is somewhat different than marketing course taught in MBA, because if you take a course from PGDBA marketing, you will straight away you will see the mathematical formulation and the theories, how to get the, let's say, brand positioning by multidimensional scaling, or how to get the incremental utility of a product by conjoint analysis. So you will directly delve into the data science, or the numeric part of it, is what I feel is the difference. Did it answer your question?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Any other question, guys? Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello. My name is Anand.
Yeah.
So I searched for a syllabus regarding this. What are they are teaching, and I found
Mm.
out there are some electives during third semester or fourth semester.
Right.
Regarding there are some financial, medical, and other elective subjects are there on the
Mm-hmm.
basis of this thing. So
Mm-hmm.
how it's differ when you are going for a placement, and which subject you are choosing on that, how you are going for a placement review at the time.
Right. So Anand, I'll just tell you very honestly, right? I mean, so these courses in different fields or the audits are just to get you equipped with what are the different domains and how different algorithms of data science works in different domain, right? But when it comes to placement, the recruiters that have come to recruit you does not look particularly for your domain knowledge, right? I mean, they look only for your data science fundamentals, how strong you are in, let's say, I mean, I'm not sure you guys are aware. Let's say regression. Let's take a very simple example. Do you know the fundamentals of regression? Do you know the deep learning part of it? The what is deep learning, and the different aspects of it. So they don't expect you guys, as you are particularly in a I mean, in a, I would say, technical course. So you taking a particular, let's say, a marketing or operation does not differentiate you much from somebody who has not taken it in PGDB course only. But what it will give you an advantage, just like I've taken marketing analytics course, so I can instantly, when in a industry, if a marketing problem comes to me, I can recall what I have learned in my course, and the conjoints and the multidimensional scaling, all these things I'm talking about, I can really apply it really quickly. And whereas the other person who has not taken that course would probably go to Google, search it, and then try to apply it. So there is always a learning. So this is particularly focused on the learning part of it, not very much on the placement. Everybody would get equal opportunities irrespective of the electives you have to taken, and particularly you are tested for your data science fundamentals, not on the domain knowledge side of it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And one more thing, like
Mm.
I have a financial right now. I'm working in ICICI Bank as a credit analyst.
Okay.
So, is there any advantage during the time of that if I choose a financial and not choosing a healthcare domain? On that, if am I eligible for going for healthcare after that?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So I'll give you my example. I worked as a strategic analyst in like firm similar to yours, but it was a SME. It was a much smaller firm. So So I worked on credit risk scores and building models for different departments, that are risk management and all these departments. I built many statistical models for them, and then straight away I went to for United Healthcare interview, which is healthcare interview, and I made it. So particularly what so if you have not, let's say you are not 10 years of experience in certain fields, or you are not 6 7 years of experience certain field, people are pretty much flexible, that even if you have a pretty good data science knowledge, you would get the domain knowledge once you are in the company. So that's kind of a consideration that industry has right now. So they would expect a person who is senior manager, director, associate director, to be a very proficient, knowledgeable person of that particular domain, but not somebody who has just passed out of the college to know inside about the domain. So if you are even if you sit for healthcare knowledge, healthcare domain, or let's say operations, or let's say marketing, or let's say financial institutions, nobody would really judge you on your domain skills, but particularly on they will judge you on your data science skills.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
But yeah, I mean, one thing I would want to add here is, let's say if you have a experience in ICICI Bank, some other bank, let's say comes, let's say Society General comes, or HDFC comes, or some other big banks comes, and if you have experience in already in financial institution, you would have advantage over others to get your CV shortlisted, and definitely in the interview if you do well, and you would have extra chance of getting selected. So it's always there. Experience never goes in vain. So if you have an experience, you can show your value. You can show your value of your experience. Definitely, you have edge over others. So yeah. So but it does not hinders you to sit in other domain companies.
Thank you.
Yeah. So any other question, guys?
Hello. Uh,
Yeah.
I have another one more question.
Yeah.
That is, I know that PGDBA is entirely professional course,
Hmm.
but is there any opportunity to do a PhD after couple of years of experience, or after undergoing the PGDBA course?
Yes, yes, there is. And we have from our batch, there are two people out of 50 batch who has gone for PhD, and some of the two, not two, I mean three. So one is doing in IMC. He is doing fellowship program after doing PGDBA, and working in industry for 2 years after PGDBA. He's just joined PhD program. Then one other guy.
Who is that? Alok?
So Mukul, the guy named Mukul is in IMC
Oh,
currently doing fellowship program from our batch. Then Bodhisattva Majumdar, I think he's doing PhD in San Diego University. I'm not sure. Then Jayanta Mandi was one of the guys from our batch who has gone for PhD, and there are other who are still planning to go for PhD. So yeah, there's a pretty much good scope. And what gives you an advantage after doing PhD to go for these courses, because then you have a pretty good fundamentals about the advanced techniques and advanced algorithms, state of the algorithms that is currently coming, because you would be taught those algorithms, and also there is awareness among the batch, and that is very important. You learn from your peers greatly than your professor. So there is always in the PGDB batch, I feel there is always this feeling, or this environment of learning new things. So once you get out of the PGDBA, you know what are the different state of the art technology, what is going in natural language processing, what is going in computer vision, and then it will give you a much broader perspective to choose what kind of field you want to get into. And there are different for different companies, like I am in AI garage of Mastercards, right? If I do something here, if I publish a paper, and there are opportunity for publishing paper, writing patents, right? And you work in industry for 2 years, you work in Amazon lab, let's say, you work in American Express lab, you work in AI garage of the team, and PGDB will give you opportunity to get placed in these kind of companies. Bodhisattva Majumdar was in Walmart. He worked there for 2 years in Walmart, I think 1.5 years in Walmart. He published paper, he went to conferences from the company itself, and then it helped him to write a good SOP, get into a really decent college. So yeah, I mean, what how PGTV will help you is give you a broader perspective about where you want to go, where the new opportunity lies, where you want to pursue your PhD, where you want to pursue in which you specialize, where you want to write your thesis, and you will get a much broader perspective of what is going around in data science in science industry, what is latest thing. So I mean, it is really very helpful if you are going for PGDBA. I think it's much helpful than going for an MTech, because it also equip you a lot better than for industry. And after coming to industry, also you can pursue your dream for going for PhD.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alok.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this is John.
Yeah, John.
I wanted to ask exactly that, sir. I am from a PSU background,
Yeah.
uh, so mostly in operations. So
Hmm.
I have done little thing on data science on during my college days, so
Okay.
something.
Okay.
So, but 3 4 years I have work experience, 3 years.
Okay.
Now during the interview, like what chance will have because I don't have a connectivity to the data science or something.
See, John, I mean, that's what I said in one of the questions, is that you have equal chance as anyone else, because if you can show them, if you can prove to them that yeah, this is something you want to pursue, why you got interested in data science, and what are you doing to learn data science by yourself also. I mean, it's not always ki yeah, I will join the course, but if you get interested, show them certain data points, show them certain concepts that you learn yourself. So show them a dummy project that you probably have taken in your free time, a Kaggle problem that you have done. I mean, just simple problem, not very hard and fast or very big problems. So if you get them interested in knowing that you really got interested after working in POC in operations, let's say operation side data analytics, what are the different aspect of operation side data analytics? Have you been reading that in your free time online? So PGDB actually is made for guys like you. I mean, who are working on different fields in different domains, but now have inclination toward data science. See, data science is a skill after all. It's not a like a civil engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science engineering. It's not a field, it's a skill. So even if a civil engineer has a data science skill, he is still a civil engineer, right? Let's say I'm in work in financial institution, so I should have knowledge of financial institution, but data science is my skill, right? So data science particularly is not, I would not define it as a field. It is a skill that any field, any domain guys should have. So particularly if you're working in PSU, in operations, you can convince your interviewer that you got interested in data science. Now you feel that if you get into this course, it will kind of add different dimensions to your already professional experience that you have, and that's why you want to get into it, and you are already making an effort to learn data science by yourself. Some of the data science, like statistics, some of the statistics courses, or you can take reference from your undergrad data science courses that you done there, and then you are consistently been reading about the data science courses or data science fundamentals and concepts. So yeah, I mean, it's all about, see, ultimately it's all about convincing. I mean, you when you go on first date, you always convince your, I mean, whoever is coming on the date is that you are good enough. So it's always about same about interview. You need to convince your interviewer that you are the right one for the job, and there is no as such discrimination which background you're coming from.
Sir, one more question.
Yeah.
Some of my friends are working in business analytics and supply chain management. So how this field is more different from this PGDBA course, like what we're doing? Do we have chance? What work we'll be doing? So how that work will be different from this?
Right. So John, so there are different aspect of, so different levels or layers of what we call as business analytics, right? I mean, so I'll just give you an example. So some of your guys might be working on very simple tools like Excel, simple forecasting tools which their company have built, right? I mean, so there is not much of a sophistication there in terms of new cutting edge technology that is going around in data science. When you say that they're working on operational field in data science, I mean, so it's not particularly data science, but it is business analytics where you're reporting out numbers, you're telling a small forecasts. But once you go into PGDBA, there is plenty of opportunity to do high-end stuff also. I mean, like you could build a deep learning algorithm, you could build a genetic algorithm to reroute your operational routes. I mean, if you're, let's say there's a logistic problem where the trucks are, you need to design the route of the trucks so that it is very efficient to supply to different warehouses, right? Let's take that an example. You can do it by genetic algorithms, walking salesman algorithms. So this that gives you much broader perspective and much deeper perspective to do a certain problem. And it's not only restricted to like reporting out numbers, only hitting the databases and just compiling numbers and sending out reports. So most of the business analytics that people do without any professional courses or without acquiring any data science skill is these kind of jobs, and they are also called business analytics. So business analytics per se is very kind of a very varied term where people are on different profiles. But once you have joined PGDBA and acquired that skill that PGDBA provides, you would get plenty of opportunity that justifies your potential, right? I mean, it will expose you to the work that you want to work on. I mean, there are very challenging problems, challenging algorithms that you would be working on, and building much more sophisticated solution than a business analytics person would be doing right now. So yeah, I mean that's the differentiator.